Tonight at 9, prostate cancer diagnosis. Former President Biden facing an aggressive form of the disease. What his personal office says about the timing of when doctors discovered issues and what's next for his treatment. Plane crashes into the Potomac. A pilot rescued by Maryland first responders after they say the small aircraft caught fire. We're learn more about the scare in the skies. New way to pay. Metro passengers soon to be able to swipe their phones connected to their credit cards at the turnstiles. We've got the report with the details.
And we wrap up this weekend on a fairly nice and quiet note. We'll start the new work week in the same way. I'll have that answer coming up.
And summer savings. From paying less at the movies to cracking down on junk fees, we're finding families several ways to stretch your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin tonight with breaking news. Former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Mr. Biden's personal office says last week he was seen by doctors for recently finding a prostate nodule after feeling urinary symptoms, adding on Friday he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which has metastasized or spread to the bone. Biden's office says while this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. One clinical consultant with News Nation just broke down the real life implications this stage of cancer may have.
Cancer has spread outside of the prostate, and that automatically gives a diagnosis of stage 4 cancer, meaning he has metastatic disease. That decreases, potential life expectancy. Life expectancy for someone with stage 4 prostate cancer is about 33%, although that means, 2/3, 1/3 live longer than 5 years, 2/3 don't. And everybody is an individual. So this is just a prognostication based on 100 people and how long they will live with the metastatic prostate cancer.
And as Mr. Biden and his family are reportedly reviewing those treatment options, President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump say that they are saddened of the news. Quote, "We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery." Former Vice President Kamala Harris saying, "We're keeping him, Dr. Biden, and their entire family in our hearts and prayers during this time. Joe is a fighter." For more coverage on former President Biden and his cancer diagnosis, visit our website at dcnewsnow.com. New tonight in your local news, a pilot was rescued after a small plane caught fire and crashed into the Potomac River yesterday. Maryland troopers say it happened just after 4 o'clock near the coast of the Naval Support Facility in Dahlgren, Virginia. Crews say that a small seaplane caught fire during takeoff before it crashed. They were able to rescue the pilot. He was airlifted, or they were airlifted rather, to the hospital. Nobody else was in the plane at the time, and no word on the pilot's condition at this hour. It's also unclear what caused the plane to go up in flames. Meantime, 2 people were rescued from the Potomac River yesterday. They were clinging to a tree in Montgomery County. We're told around 6 p.m. this happened in the Riley's Lock area. They found those folks in the water. They were rescued, taken to shore, treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Officials say they were somehow separated from their boat that was swept away due to the river's strong current. And the current was strong. It was choppy after the strong storms came through on Friday night, Scott, but we're not dealing with that overnight and into the next day, if you will.
Yeah, the waters are not as quite as choppy as they were just 24 to 36 hours ago. Right now, we're a little cooler than that time frame as well. 73 degrees. We have clear skies outside as we have the look at the National Cathedral there. And we'll see our temperatures drop down into the upper 50s here this evening, and then climbing right back up to the upper 70s for tomorrow afternoon. Today we got up into the upper 70s. The high was 78 degrees. And winds right now, they have wind gusts anyway, have been receding quite a bit since 6-7 hours ago, and now we're seeing them under 20 miles an hour across the area with 11-mile-an-hour wind gusts currently in the district. So we'll continue to see a bit of a breeze overnight tonight, but it'll be a dry night. Still breezy on Monday Friday as well. Now we'll have clouds increase on Tuesday, but hold off the rain until Wednesday. And yeah, we could be in for a soaking of rain here this week, especially on Wednesday. We'll talk about that. And of course, Memorial Day, or the start of Memorial Day weekend, which is next weekend, coming up too.
Check out this horrifying scene overnight in New York. A Mexican naval ship crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge, leaving crew members dangling on the mast. Onlookers witnessed the terrifying moments as those masts hit the bridge deck. Drivers were on the pavement above. 2 crew members on the ship were killed. Another 19 on board were hurt. The bridge only took on minor damage. The cause of all of this, that's still being investigated. Back home, a consumer alert in Virginia. Spotsylvania County authorities say there are reports of swindlers calling people from what appears to be the sheriff's office phone number, and the official one, too. Several reports here. During the calls, the schemer reportedly asking for gift cards and donations. Deputies urge anyone receiving those calls hang up immediately and do not provide any personal information, including about your finances. Residents can also report a fraudulent call by contacting the sheriff's office directly or head to their website. Back in the district, somebody was hospitalized, another hurt after an assault last night in Navy Yard. This is not far from Nats Park. DC police say a large group of young people were acting in a disorderly way just after a robbery happened at 9 p.m. on Half Street. During that, police say several suspects assaulted 2 people and took their belongings. No arrests have been made. On the move, some will soon say goodbye to Metro's Smart Trip cards. Metro wants to make it faster for you to ride the rails. A new way to pay will soon allow you to do it. Our Dave Laval reports on how Metro plans to make it all happen.
This is one of the machines you can use to add time to your Smart Trip card. It's a process that takes at least a minute, maybe longer if you don't know how to use it. But Metro believes it's found a way to get you to your train faster.
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
Sean Moore is a fan of Metro's plan to allow passengers to use their credit or debit card information to get on and off its trains quicker.
I think that's a good idea. If that's going to make it more convenient, more easier for me, a more faster process. Hey, I'm with anything that's going to be fast.
Metro General Manager Randy Clark announced on Friday his staff is testing the new system, first unveiled last year.
That's pretty good. Convenient.
Your card information is linked to your cell phone by way of Metro's app. You just swipe it at the gate and you're on your way.
I think it's pretty easy right now, but if it's going to be even easier, that's fine.
Metro said more than 30% of trips are paid for by passengers who tap their cell phones, allowing them to skip the fare vending machines or wait in line to add money to their Smart Trip cards. The new system is expected to be operating by the end of the month and is for Metro Rail only. You'll likely be able to use your credit card on Metro buses later this year. At the Fort Totten Metro Station in Northeast, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Dave. Got an update for you tonight after that deadly explosion outside a fertility clinic in California. Well, the FBI and Palm Springs police say a 25-year-old suspect was found dead after what they're labeling an act of terrorism. The blast debris field was several blocks wide, reportedly hurt 4 other people. The embryos, though, inside the building were unharmed. And now, the Associated Press is reporting the suspect posted rambling writings online and tried to live stream all of this. Police are still looking for a motive. DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and in Virginia, Democrat candidate for governor and former Congresswoman Abigail Spamberger is facing some backlash for her recent comments on the issue of right to work. Spamberger just told our sister station in Richmond last week she would not support a full repeal of right to work, Virginia's law that allows anyone to work in the state without having to pay union dues. One political science professor says despite the controversy, Spamberger is still the party favorite in the gubernatorial race, and it's a sign of how she may run her campaign.
don't think we're going to forget about this by November exactly, but I do think it doesn't really shuffle the dynamics in the Democratic Party. Spamberger is still going to run a fairly moderate campaign while still using those key Democratic issues like reproductive rights to say, I'm the person even progressives should vote for, and that Winsome Sears is no alternative, and staying home in this era of Trump is no alternative either.
Spamberger has also received some criticism from Republicans. They say she isn't being truthful because she co-sponsored the PRO Act in Congress, which would have overridden Virginia's right to work law. Turning to the tariff turmoil in the Trump trade war. This week, Walmart announcing it will raise prices because of tariffs. The major retailer is the latest company to pass along rising costs to shoppers. And our Marielle Carbone reports to the Walmart in Northeast D.C. with how customers are responding.
Well, customers, they aren't happy. Many tell us they choose to shop at Walmart because the prices tend to be lower. So they say any increase will be a hit on their wallets.
I choose to shop at Walmart because it's the prices and it's cheaper and you can get stuff what you want.
But those value prices could soon be in jeopardy as the retail store warns price hikes are on the way.
It's going to make people angry because the prices that people can't afford. If they ain't working and they can't afford all that high price of stuff.
Thursday, Walmart announcing plans to raise prices in response to President Trump's tariffs, including a 30% import tax on all Chinese goods.
It'll affect everybody, whoever shop here.
In a statement, Walmart CEO Doug McMillon said, "We will do our best to keep our prices as low as possible. But given the magnitude of the tariffs, even at the reduced levels announced this week, we aren't able to absorb all the pressure given the reality of narrow retail margins."
I think it's quite a shame.
Anderson Hall says he mainly shops at Walmart for electronics and clothing.
Because it's convenience, locally nearby, very friendly environment.
But he worries how the price hikes will impact those who rely on the store for groceries.
I think everything should be low. I think everything should be free. Food should be free. Food is not one-on-one in my opinion. You know, everybody needs nourishment. Everybody needs water to survive. You shouldn't put a price on someone's survival.
Now, prices have already slowly begun to rise, but Walmart says that that'll accelerate come May, with customers feeling the biggest impacts in June and July during back-to-school shopping. Reporting in Northeast, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Marielle. Today in Prince George's County, Greater St. John Cathedral hosted a food and gas giveaway, a way to serve community residents who may be facing some life challenges right now. They gave away families free gas, 300 families of them, including giving away 20,000 meals for people overseas. Also giving away 200 batches of free groceries to families. Organizers say they hosted this event to spread love and partnership in the county. Happening today, the Taekwondo Festival took place in the district and a world record attempt came along with it. The festival celebrates the 72 years of friendship between the U.S. and South Korea. There were stunning performances, great food as well. Attendees tried to break the world record with the largest group of Taekwondo lessons ever. We are working to learn just how they did. Looking ahead, the unofficial start of summer travel season is almost here. Memorial Day. And in Virginia, VDOT is looking to make your travel plans a little bit easier. They are suspending several highway work zones and temporary lane closures on highways and major roads. That starts this Friday, the 23rd, through Tuesday, the 27th. VDOT reminds drivers to look out for semi-permanent work zones on the road. Coming up, what you see is what you get. The new law in place to make sure you know the cost of a ticket from the get-go, helping you stretch your dollar. 9:13, a live look outside. Happy Sunday, everybody. We'll be right back.